Good morning, Dan and Amy. And Amy, as you know, I've been struggling with my golf game a little bit this summer.
A little bit. I think you did break your driver by slamming a wedge into your bag and then it cracked, correct? Not that I remember perfectly, but I think I have the details correct.
That is not inaccurate.
Okay.
Yes,
You gotta slow your
that did
roll,
happen.
man. Back and through.
Trying to find my spiritual center on the golf course, but it's been difficult. So I figured let's have somebody on that maybe could give me a few golf tips, particularly with respect to anger management on the course. And that's, of course, Hall of Fame coach and player Mike Ditka, who joins us now. Coach, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys. How are you?
Good. So you wade into politics from time to time, and the story out yesterday that the Trump campaign trying to line up certain sports legends for the convention next month, including Mike Tyson, including Bobby Knight, and including Mike Ditka. Are you going to the convention?
I don't know. This is the first I've heard about it. I'm being very honest with you. I have no clue. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I have no clue. Now, if you're asking me, this is America the last time I looked. Now, maybe some people think that's changed, but this is a country where you have a choice. You have a freedom to vote, and that vote is your choice. You don't have to make it public. You don't have to make it known. But you vote for somebody that you think's good for America. That's all that's important. Now, anybody who votes for anybody else, that's their prerogative. God bless them. I have no problem with anything. But I don't want anybody telling me that it's wrong to vote for somebody for whatever their reasons are. I think that's asinine, stupid, and childish.
So Coach Ditka, why do you? You came out about a year and a half ago praising Donald Trump, and you came out about a year ago praising Donald Trump, saying that he's right on track. Do you still feel that way? And
I do. Yes, I think he says what a lot of people would like to say, don't have the guts to say. I think he has a lot of qualities of leadership that people in our government don't have right now, or in our leadership don't have. That's what I believe. Now, that's my belief. Does that make me infallible? No, it just makes me believe it. And you're asking me the question, so evidently you want to know what I believe. But I'm telling you, that's what I believe. I believe he would be good for America. I really do. Now, you may not feel that way. That's your prerogative.
Right. I'm trying to warm up to Donald Trump.
Well, what are you trying to warm up to him? I warmed up to him. Who are you going to warm up to? I mean, I look at this whole thing. Who are you going to really warm up to?
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. I gotta
you can spin the wheel any way you want to. You can come up with this and that, but you have two choices right now, and one of them is really, really not good. So it's up to the individual. And again, America's going to survive basically anything. I think it will. I'm not positive. Maybe in my lifetime, I think it'll survive it. But other than that, I don't know.
Well,
but it's up to the individual. You do what you want to do.
Well, Coach, I mean, do you want to go to the convention? I mean, I think it would be.
I think it'd be great.
I think it'd be a hoot to see you and Bobby Knight on the dais there making the case for Trump.
What is a hoot?
Well, be fun.
I mean, honestly, what is a hoot? I mean,
it would be fun.
Who? It's a hoot for who?
Well, I think
for us,
for Republicans.
I listen. I'm not adverse to anything. I say this is not my life. I'm an old man. I mean, there's got to be other people that can do a better job at this than I can. I mean, I'm very, very honest. But I think my views, to me, I respect my views because they're personal. They're to me. I think I've been on this earth for quite a while now, three-quarters of a century, and I have a pretty good understanding of what I like about America and what I worry about America. And there's some worries right now that people don't we're going to brush that aside. Well, go ahead, you brush it aside. I'll worry about it.
Well, what concerns you most right now?
Yeah.
The country. I think the country, the direction we're going. Who are we? Are we proud to be American, or we keep apologizing to the rest of the world? I don't know. You tell me. Our leadership is apologizing. For what? What are we apologizing for? Americans got to where they got in this country by doing a lot of things. One of them is called hard work. That's what my dad did. That's what my grandfathers did. They came over from the old country with the opportunity through an immigration system that's been in existence for over 100 years of how to get to this country, how to become an American citizen, and how to be a good citizen. And that's what they became. And they worked their butt off, and they loved it. Because every day they had to go up and go to that mill. They had to work in that steel mill, work on that railroad. And that's okay. But where's that in America today? Mm-hmm. We have an entitlement. We have an entitlement society. Everybody says, well, I mean, you don't have to do that. You're entitled to that because of this or because of that. That's not right. You're entitled to what you earn. You're entitled to the opportunity to be an American citizen, to work, to love, to cherish, to raise a family. That's what you're entitled to. If you want to do that, good. If you don't, you ought to go to one of those other countries and see what they're really like.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because I think there is a sort of a silent, increasingly less silent, a majority who believes that about America. And it's not just the lunch pail guys. It's up and down the socioeconomic scale. It's all races. There's a lot of people who believe that. And it seems like Trump has struck a chord with people who do still believe that.
Well, it depends. If you think America's the bully, I don't. You know, America is not the bully. America is the defender of what's right in the world. So, that's my opinion. But like I said, it's all about choices. I don't try to give anybody my choice. What I'm saying to you, you asked me a question. Here's what I believe. Could I have avoided the question and said something else? Yes, but I'm not politically correct. I'm not trying to be politically correct.
Well, could we
entice you to go to the convention if you knew the Beach Boys were going to play at the convention?
If I knew Elvis was going to be there, I'd be there.
Okay.
But if duty calls, if Donald Trump personally. Coach.
I really don't know. I haven't. Like I said, this all came up, and nobody's told me a thing about it. And then somebody started texting me yesterday and said, "Look at this, look at that, look at that." You and Mike Tyson. And I said, this is the first I've heard of it. Believe me, and I'm not lying to you. The first I've heard of it was yesterday, and I happened to be working on my terrific golf game, which sucks. So I was really busy.
I know
you and
feeling.
Dan have something in common. So if Donald Trump calls you. Do you think that then you'll go to Cleveland to the GOP convention if he asks you personally to do so?
I don't like to travel anymore, but I think I could get to Cleveland if he called me.
There you go.
That's the answer we're looking
you can
for.
guarantee that call will be made. Coach, before we let you go, I have to ask you about the passing of Buddy Ryan and your reflections on Buddy Ryan.
Well, I think everybody said everything there is to say, and after the fact, everybody's, well, he's just saying that. No, Buddy was, he was special. I think, and I told people this yesterday, because of the way he coached defenses and the schemes he had on defense, that's why the offenses in football are so good today. That's why they're spread out. That's why they have multiple sets to get the ball to different people because of what Buddy created. Because you could not play the old conventional offense against his defenses. He would kill you. And so he was way ahead of his time in thinking. But he's a pioneer in the fact that he probably never thought of it this way, but he's really changed the game of football offensively, and he was a defensive coach because people have had to make great adjustments to try to limit what they were doing on defense. So I have, and his legacy is terrific. I mean, guys, I tried to tell somebody yesterday I didn't coach the defense. I had nothing to do with the defense. He coached the defense. They had their own meetings. They had their own thing, and then they were their own group, and they were good. They were really good, maybe one of the best ever. We had an offense. We had to get our job done. We had to uphold our end of it, and we did. So, together we did something that neither of us were ever able to do alone.
Now,
we won a championship.
Yep, yeah. And you two, and we still appreciate that. And you two kind of had a rocky relationship, but in the end, did you work things out?
Well, yeah, but when you say rocky, who says it's rocky?
Well,
I think
ESPN
when you're young, the egos get involved, and there's no question about that. And I was probably more at fault than anybody. But I have nothing but the greatest respect for people who know what they're doing and become leaders. And Buddy did all of that, and he made men out of boys, and he made us a very great football team. I've said that from day one. So, people don't have to pass away for me to have the respect that I had for him. I love Buddy Ryan for who he was and what he meant to the Chicago Bears. I don't know that you can say too much else than that. You can spin the wheel any way you want to spin it, but my God, I mean, did we have tea together? No. Did we have fun together at times? Yeah, we had some fun together at times. But then, it got into the situation after we won the Super Bowl. Buddy left. So then it became a big competitive situation built up by the media. And that's okay. I mean, we both lived through it. We both survived it. But I'm just saying that a lot of that's made up by the media, guys. And you guys are in the media. But I know you didn't make that up. But a lot of things are made up by the media. I mean, the relationship was never as rocky or as bad as people made it. But it seemed like to be good ink, so people wrote about it.
Yeah, imagine the media sensationalizing something. All right.
No, that could never happen.
Yeah, right. He is Hall of Fame Bears coach and player Mike Ditka. Good luck with the golf game, and we'll see you in Cleveland.
All right. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
God bless
Coach.
you. Yeah, thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This only